Hello, in this section we want to explain about your problem about the exam and about the first homework. At the beginning we want to explain about the first quiz. Your grade is very low and I want to ask you what is the reason of low score of the first exam. I think one of the problem related to English language. Do you have a problem with English in the exam? And I want to ask you about the exam. You don't understand the question because of one, it is type 1 or 2. One is you don't understand the English language of question in the exam. 2 is you don't understand the listen, the course. Please type 1 or 2. 1 is your problem in English language, and 2 is you don't have a problem with English, you have a problem with the content of listen. You are a master student, not undergraduate, and I ask you the question that's with your level. In this section, we wanted to explain about your time is low in the exam. There are some problems such as time, such as language, such as internet connection, but I want you to study more and pay attention to the class more. In this online class, only 20% attend in a class, but around 50 students must be attend in a class. 30 persons are absent. I want to explain at the beginning about the listen about the exam, and if you have any question, please aware me. One of the, do you know my screen? Do you see my screen? Can you see this question on my screen or no? Don't type long content, only type yes or no. Yes, you can see this question. What option is correct? It is one of the question of exam, and the first is of evolutionary algorithms are fast way to solve the problem. This is false because evolutionary algorithm cannot solve the problem immediately. it can solve the problem step by step, or by each generation, or by each loop, and each loop includes some parts. Sometimes some evolutionary algorithms need around, for example, 1000 times of loop to reach the best answer. So this is not true. Evolutionary algorithms are not fast. Evolutionary algorithms solve the problem slow. The second is evolutionary algorithms often do not produce acceptable answer. It is wrong. As I say you in some section, EA or evolutionary algorithm often produce acceptable answer. Acceptable answers means some answer that may not be excellent, but acceptable. A good answer. Sometimes it is not the best of the answer, but evolutionary algorithm can solve the problem and produce the acceptable, but it is mentioned do not produce. It is wrong. And yes, close answer to the excellent or to the best, it is named as an acceptable answer or acceptable solution. And the another is any problem can be solved with EA. It's not true. What problems can be solved by EA? Please answer me. Any problem? No. Some problem can be solved by EA. What types of the problem can be solved by EA? You know? What type of the problem can be solved by EA? I mentioned in some sections. Not mathematic problems. Mathematic problems that have a special solution, and it is not need to solve by EA. EA can solve the problem with what is the property of the problem. Do you know the EA or such as genetic algorithm can solve the problem and part by part, or it is named as a gene. A solution contain or a chromosome contain a gene, and each gene is the same as a part of the solution. So no, any problem that has not solved in mathematics, not. EA can only solve the problem that can be solved, can be divided into a small part and solve each part. It is named as a divide and conquer. EA can only solve the problem that can be divided into a small parts, and each time a part is solved, it is named as a divide. Please write this important point that I mentioned. In the next exam, I produce another question such as this question for you, and I want you to mention, to record, to write on the paper some important points. EA that can solve only problems that can be divided into small parts, and each time EA solve one of the parts. part is the same as a gene of a chromosome, or each solution includes some genes, and each gene according to each part of the solution. So EA can solve some problem that can be divided into small parts, and each time solve one of that parts. It is named as a divide and conquer. So any problem cannot be solved. It is wrong. And the last is true, because 3 of other is false. Evolutionary algorithms do not guarantee to find the best algorithm, the best result. Yes, evolutionary algorithm guarantee to find acceptable result or acceptable answer, not the best result. Sometimes the EA algorithm trap to the local minima and produce some good answer, not best answer. But sometimes it is find the best answer. It is true that the EA do not guarantee to find the best answer or the best result. It is true. Do you have any question about this question? Do you have any? If you have any problem with this question, please type. It is not only you must read this option and select. It is not a time consuming. It is not a calculating question. What about B? Evolutionary algorithms often do not produce. Often produce. It is wrong. It is mentioned not make the B is false. Evolutionary algorithm often, most of the time, produce acceptable answer. It is true. It is one of the advantage of EA that most of the time, for example, more than 90% of the time, it produces acceptable answer, not the best answer, acceptable answer. It means most of the time the answer is good, and sometimes it is best, but it don't produce worse or bad answer. B is wrong because it is mentioned not produce. If you remove not, it is true. I go to the second. It is 4 digit. I change the order. For example, I change, for example, it is another order, and the best order is, it is most of this this answer have 4 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you want to sort some values, you must use permutation representation. Only A and B may be correct. C is binary and D is integer. But the permutation, as I say in the course, is the representation that each gene don't repeat and don't remove. You have, for example, 4 genes in this example and 50 genes in this example. Can you send to us? I record this lesson and you can review this explanation of me and you can repeat my answer. I record this class. And for sort some values, such as I type here, for example, 4 values, 1, 2, 3, 4, only each value is the same as gene, and you have 50 gene or 50 values, and each time you only change the order of this value. So the permutation and it is permutation representation, not binary and not integer. And the B, each answer contains 5 genes, not each answer contains 50 genes, and each gene is one of the number between 1 to 5. So A is correct. It is one of the student answer, and he mentioned C. He selects C. C is wrong. So A is correct. The representation is permutation, and do you have any question about this? I explain by explanation in this class. I don't have a type explanation. If you have any question, type your question. If you have any problem, you type your problem. A is the answer because you want to sort some values, and each time all of the values exist in your representation. It is permutation, and you have 50 values, so you have 50 genes. So A is correct. It is okay. The third question, why A? What is your option? If A is wrong, what is your option? Not with binary. What binary? If you select, for example, 50 gene with 0 and with 1, how we can change the order of the values? The binary values only include 0 and 1 in each gene, but you have 50 values between 1 to 50. So the binary is not acceptable, and it is not possible to solve this question by binary. I have a example, a smaller example. For example, 1, 2, 4. It is another example, and each time all of the values exist, so it is named permutation. Integer may be okay, but integer is a representation that maybe repeat or maybe remove some values. It is not an integer, it is named as a permutation, a special integer values that each time the gene values don't repeat and don't remove. Permutation with real value, we don't have any permutation with real value. It is very confusing. Permutation is only with integer value. I mentioned in the course, in the class. So A is only true. Do you have any question? Not permutation with real value. It is a number. Number is the integer. It is a number between 1 to 550. Or if it is real value, we can don't any problem, any limitation. You want to sort some fixed values or real or integer. If you some student referred, it is possible permutation with real value. Yes. For example, I want to sort these values 2.5 once. It is for real value, so I want to, it is another permutation, and it is a best answer. It is a permutation with real value. Permutation is mean some values that each values don't repeat and don't remove from the representation. Yes, not similar value. Okay, the another question is, what is the most important part of each evolutionary algorithm to play a role in achieving their desired solution? Most important parts. Evolutionary algorithms have some parts such as population, parent selection, cell selection, crossover, mutation, fitness value, and termination. The method of the selection of the next generation. It is named, what is the name of this? The method of selecting the next generation. It is named as a survivor selection. Survivor selection is not important. Sometimes you have many methods to select for the next generation. It is important, but it is not the most important. The method to select parent, it is a parent selection. Parent selection most of the time is random, and it is not important. Most important. Combination or crossover. Crossover is important, but not most important. The most important is fitness function. Fitness function is the same as a rule or a way to reach the best solution. If you select wrong fitness function, you can't reach the best answer. So it is, I mentioned in a course that fitness function is the most important part of each algorithm that can evaluate the solution. Only the solution, yes. Nobody have any question about this? No problem. So you know each EA have some parts, and the most important part of the EA is fitness function. If you select bad fitness function, you can't reach to the best answer. Do you have any problem? Only this question you understand and solve. Okay. Another question is, for avoiding the evolutionary algorithm to converge prematurely and avoiding local minima, we must converge prematurely is another translation or meaning of local minima. When you want to find the minimum of the function and you have some minimum that it is not the best minimum or lowest minimum, it is they are named as a local minimum, such as Ackley function. Ackley function include very local minima points, but only one global minima that we want to find that best minima. If you can't solve, sometimes the EA can't solve the problem and reach the best answer, so it trapped to the local minimum. For avoiding to trap to the local minima, which option is true? The best answer should always go to the next generation, not. The best answer sometimes is local minima. For example, you find a local minima and you every time you keep it. It is not guaranteed to you find the best answer. Preserve the diversity, yes, it is okay. And second, a simple fitness function, not. You must select a good fitness function, simple. Sometimes it is simple, sometimes it is complex. We must increase the number of population element, not. It is wrong. Only you must preserve the diversity of answer. The opposite value, you can write this important point. The opposite of converge prematurely is high diversity or preserve the diversity. If diversity is low, it is mean all of the population have the same fitness. It is named as a low diversity. If you preserve the diversity, it is guaranteed to find the best answer. So B is correct in this question. It is a complicated question and you must attention to the course exactly to solve this problem. Do you have any question about this? So you write this important point that the converge prematurely is equal to trap to the local minima. It is mean your EA algorithm produced not the best solution, but produced an acceptable solution. If you want to find the best solution, your diversity must be high, and you must preserve or keep diversity high. It is only B is true. Another question is, we have 6 elements A, B, C, D, E, F with fitness. Fitness A is 38. Fitness B is 32. Fitness C is 13. The fitness of D is 11. Fitness of E is 5, and the fitness of F is the lowest and is 1. If we want to select 6 elements for the next generation by RWS, RWS is the abbreviation of roulette wheel selection. What are these 6 elements with high probability? As I mentioned in the RWS, you have a roulette, you have a circle that in this solution, in this example, you must divide this circle into the 6 parts that each part have some percentage according to the fitness value. First of all, you must calculate the summation of the fitness. Sum of these values is, what is the summation of this? It is 100. Summation of these values is 100. It is your word for your simple calculation. First of all, you calculate sum of these 6 value, and it is 100. Then you must divide each fitness value, and you can see here that we have 6 values that determine each slice of A, B, C, D, E, and F. The first slice, the greatest slice, is 38% of the circle, and it is related to A, then second related to B. So you must you have 6 elements, so each of these percentage must be multiplied by 6, and then you round it. If you, for example, you multiply this value by 6, for example, the first value is 2.28. The second is 1 and 9. The third is I multiplying these values by 6, and you round, you fix these values. The fixed values of 2 and 28 is 2. Second is 2. Third is 1. Third is 1. And 0 and 0. It is the round of these values. So you have 2A, 2B, 1C and 1D. It is C option. You have 2A, 2B, 1C, 1D, and you don't have E and F. So the C option is true. Do you have any problem? It is a simple calculation question that you can solve it. You don't understand. First of all, we calculate the summation of the fitness. It is 100. It is 100. Summation of the fitness is 100. Then we divide each fitness to the summation. It is here. We divide the fitness value by the summation of the fitness. It is here. I bold, I select and highlight in the message. Then we must multiply this value by 6 because you have the 6 elements. Each these values multiply by 6. You are multiply by 6 and produce these values. If you multiply this value by 6, it is here. If you multiply 32, it is here. And other values, it is the multiplication of these values by 6. Then you round this value, you fix. The fixed value or round value is a value that near to the closest integer value. So the closest integer value to 2.28 is 2. The nearest integer value to 1.92 is 2, because 92 is near to upper value. This value near to, it is between 0 and 1, so it is near to 1. This value is between 0 and 1, so it is near to 1. This value is between 0 and 1, and it is near to 0, so it is 0. And this values is near to 0. It is mean that this is the first value is A, B, C, D, E, and F. So you have 2A, 2B, 1C, and 1D. And you don't have E and F. It is your population with high probability in the next generation. Do you listen to me? Yes. I explained this simple question, and if you attention to this example, you can solve this problem for another problems. So with high probability, we have 2A in the next generation, 2B, 1C and 1D, and we don't have E and F because they are low fitness. The number of values is determined by these values. If you attention to my explanation, first of all, we calculate the summation of the fitness. The summation is 100. Then we divide each fitness by 100. So these values are produced. Then we multiply each values by the number of population. Number of population is 6. 6 multiplied by first value, second value, and these values are produced. Then we round this value. The round value is the nearest or closest fixed integer to each element. 2.28 is between 2 and 3. It is near to 2, so it is round to 2. 1.92 is between 1 and 2, but it is near to 2. 0.78 near to 1. It is near to 1. It is between 1 and 0, but it is 30 near to 0, and the last value is between 0 and 1, but it near to 0. These values indicate the number of each of these elements A, B, C, D, E, F. 2 element of A, 2 element of B, 1 element of C, 1 element of D, and no element for E and F. It is so the answer is here. Another question. If we have two parents with the values with this and this values, with 1 point crossover method, which children cannot be produced? 1 point crossover is a method to combine two parents. So you select 1 point to break the gene in 2 parts and then mix this gene value. It is the first children is possible because if you break in 4 location, it is a 4 location, and mix or combine, the first part is 0, 0, 0, 0, and the second part of second parent. So I highlight this if you break in the middle or the fourth location here and here, fourth location. So if you want to most explanation, I write you for it is the first value. The second value is if you use this is a 1 point crossover, and I select the explanation. If you select the breakpoint here and you select this and this, A is possible. A is possible to produce by select this crossover. So the second one, B. B is possible if you use this. Sometimes you don't have, you select all of the gene from one parent. It is a B is the second parent. It is possible your breakpoint is here, for example. Sometimes you select all of the gene from one parent. It is possible, B is possible because it is the second parent. C is wrong, I mentioned D. D is possible if you select here by, you combine this and this. It is possible to produce D value. But it is not possible to produce 6, 1 and 2. If you select here only 2 ones is here and the second is have 0, not 1, and not 0 here. So also we don't have 2 0 in the right part. We don't have 2 0 in the right part, and it is not possible to produce the C. So C is your answer. So C is true because it is not possible to produce by 1 point crossover. You have any point, for example here, for example here, for example here. If you use here, you mix this with this. Or for example, if you select here, you can mix here by this. Or this by this. 1 point crossover. It's not possible to select C. Another question is, what problems do evolutionary algorithms solve well? I mentioned it previous any problems that don't have Mathematical solution, no. Any type of problems, no. EA can't solve any type of problem. Any type of problem that can divide it into the small parts and solve them, yes, it is okay. Any type of problem that has a mathematical solution, no. It may be okay, it is maybe true or false. And any type of problem that do not mathematical, it is not related to the mathematical solution. Mathematical solution means direct solution or fast solution. We can only solve the problem that can be divided into a small part and then solve each small part. It is named as a divide and conquer. So B is true for this question. Do you have problem with this? EA can solve the problems only step by step or part by part. So the evolutionary problem that can solve well, some problem that can be divided into smaller parts and each time solve each part. Each part is the same of each gene. You have any problem with this? I explain in this important point in the class. The second question, evolutionary algorithm belong to which category of the problem solving method? Analytic, simulation, optimization, and modeling. It is exactly in the class. EA is an optimization method. In an optimization, we have the model and we have the output of the model. So we want to find the best input. It is named as a optimization. So EA is a family of optimization method. Which plot, which curve never goes down and it is rise every step. You have this curve in the class. We have this curve that don't fall and don't decrease, and it is raise, it is go up every step. So it is the fitness of the best element. Each time we keep the best element. The best element is the element with highest fitness. So it is fixed or it is raised and it doesn't fall. It is don't go to the if you have, for example, this curve, it is not acceptable because the best answer, we keep the best answer, and the best answer guarantee that this curve go up or fix. It is fixed or go up. So the fitness of the best element of the population, yes. The fitness of the worst, not. Sometimes the worst element maybe change the fitness. We don't attention to the worst. Average of the fitness, not. Sometimes we have, for example, for population solution, and we keep the best, but another values another individual or solution may be changed into worse element. Graph of the average fitness, not the average, not average of 10 elements, worst element, only the fitness of the best elements go upside. It is go up, or sometimes it is fixed. So A is correct. And the last question, which option is incorrect? Which option is false? Crossover are usually more likely to occur than mutation. Yes, it is okay. Crossover most of the time occur. For example, 90% of the time we must use crossover, but mutation rarely occur. Mutation only, for example, 5% mutation occur. It is not incorrect, it is correct. Such as GA. In the GA or genetic algorithm, all of the time crossover are occur, but the mutation rarely occur. The crossover and mutation both change the value of gene, not crossover only change the location, not the values. Only in intermediate crossover the values of gene is changed, but most of the time, such as binary representation, permutation representation, and many types of representation, crossover don't change the gene value. It is wrong and it is incorrect, so the answer is B. C's crossover makes more change than mutation. Yes, crossover change the location of gene, and it cause more change in the solution than mutation. Mutation change a small change. C is correct. If we only use crossover operator with no mutation, we cannot find the best answer. Yes, because the crossover only change the location of gene. It can't produce the best answer. In one of the slides, it is mentioned that if we don't have mutation, we can't solve the problem and find the best answer. So it is true. It is true and it is true. Only B is wrong, because mutation can change the value of gene, not the crossover. Crossover don't change the value of gene. Do you have any problem with this question? It is the last of the question. Some of the students in the class take the highest score, such as 7 or 6, but most of the class have low score, and average is 3, and it is low. I want to take you another exam and sometimes repeat this question. And what about the language? What the language of English is your problem? What is your main problem? The understanding of English language. You can copy paste these values to the, for example, Google Translator, and you can translate by the Google if you have the problem. I increase the time for you. The time is one of your problems, so I increase. Which plot, as I mentioned previous, only the best fitness of the best element rise and don't decrease. I increase the time. The question is clear. Which question is not clear from these 10 questions? All of the questions related to the content of your course. It is an exam, and I try to explain you about each option. Do you have any problem with this question? If you don't have any problem, I want to explain about the first homework. You have only 2 or 3 days to send me the solution of the first homework. You must write on the file your solution and make PDF, and also you write your program and send me the output of the program in the Word. You must explain about the output of your program. Don't forget, you must explain the solution and the program, and you must explain about the output of your program, and send me by email your solution. Do you have any problem with the homework 1? Yes, it is possible to extend at the time. You have 3 times. You can see me 2nd of May. Determination. What determination? We don't mention the determination in the homework 1. Termination or determination? Termination is the condition that your loop reach to end. But what is a determination? I don't know what the determination. What is mean your determination? We have connection by the internet, and you have the connection in this online class. Yes, I the next week. You have 2 or 3 days. You have exam. So 2 next week. 2 next week, about 10 or 14 days you have. Some students have a high score, or it is around 6 or 7. It is possible to, but I think it is simple for some student with high score in the first exam to repeat the exam. Okay, we have an exam around 2 weeks next. It is about, for example, 12th of May. And the repeating exam is in the 13th of May. It is around 2 next week. Don't repeat the sending the answer, the homework here. The first homework, please don't repeat and repeat. Only one time you send the answer. So we repeat exam in the 13th of May. It is your choice. If it is not possible for you, I assign the first exam grade for you. You select some choice. The first is 6th of May and the second is 13th of May. Which one is better for you? 13th of May or 6th of May? If you have a exam in 17th, I think it is better to for you to have exam in the 11th of May. 11th of May is better for you. (11 to 17), it is around 6 days. So the 11th of May is okay for you for the exam. It is a repeating exam. It is not new content. The first exam is repeat with new question. Yes, the highest score is 7, but I think it is better for you to take a part in a exam for the second time. I aware you in the Telegram. Some of the students have a problem to select the option of a question in an exam. Please solve this problem. Please call the reporter of the site to solve this problem, and all of the students must take part without any problems. Do you have any problem? I put your information in the Telegram channel. No. Do you have any problem? I mentioned in the Telegram, please check your Telegram channel. No, I mentioned for the first repeating exam. And I increase the time. I may increase the time, and I think that it is very simple for you, but I increase the time, and yes, both of the group are merged into the one group, and all of the students of this lesson have only one exam. Do you have any question? Both of the exam in the this is the time of the both of the class. Thank you very much, and if you don't have any question, fi aman Allah.